I watched the rest of the video, and I totally believe that my emotional reaction to the first few seconds of it is held out. You equate the free markets to capitalism. On the other hand, I don't know what the hell you're advocating or not. I guess you're the one that does the status quo. I guess I was wrong to assume I was being criticized for the status quo. It doesn't really matter. I took that the way I took it for a good reason because it was about the language. Okay. But I'd probably delete that video if I didn't have a general policy of don't delete the video. I'd rather it be out there. That's my honest reaction. On the other hand, hopefully you won't take it too personally or be defensive or anything about that reaction. Now you say all we need is new taxes. This system would be fine. Look, who collects the taxes? It matters what the taxes. You mentioned the incentives. Who's going to choose those incentives? Those things are all more arbitrary and in the hands of just bureaucrats, still individuals. They're no more pure than anybody else. If that's where the power lies, then the same assholes that are drawn to capitalistic power will be drawn to the Politburo. You got plenty of taxes in the UK that still went and fought the Iraq War. Had plenty of taxes in the Soviet Union, still fucked up place, right? Yeah, I don't think that it's taxes. Now, I mentioned, but I will mention again. The problem with confiscation is just who does the confiscating. The problem is not that we don't pay enough taxes. Okay, yeah, that is a band-aid. That's what we call a kludge to try to fix a broken system, compensating with another broken thing that at least repairs it a little bit. Look at all these hundreds of billions of dollars we just spent in the US. We just gave to business to bail them out. We should have been giving that to the people. We should have been building a, uh, you know, uh, infrastructure, working on the commons, making factories that people could run for themselves, something innovative. We spend all of that money now. Granted, a lot of that money's borrowed, but it's the same with the taxes that are collected. It's how it's spent. This little island I'm on, we spent $9 million for a transfer station we're not even using. Why didn't we build the parts here and there and elsewhere where people could work it and do something with it? It could have more than one benefit. Okay, you can't just raise taxes. Yeah, I said that will help. There's lots of things that could help, potentially. It could also be damaging. Okay. The real issue is you want a system that doesn't require that. It doesn't require that some other person comes to you and say, give me your money, I'll spend it properly. The proper way is to have a system where it naturally, the value basically ekes back out into the system somehow. All right? Like perishable money, that if you hold on to it too long, it loses value. Or, and I admit, there's some domain knowledge there from the economists. And if they weren't such politicized jerks in this field, maybe we could get that information from them. But I feel like you. I don't feel like I'm a great expert, but I seem to have more of an understanding than average Americans at least do. No, taxes are not the solution. This system is broken. And it'd be broken if you get the right taxes. Because you'd have to be monitoring it constantly. And you'd have to be the people that chose what taxes to pay and where to put them incentives would have to be totally uncorrupted. That's not going to happen, Heitla Day. It's just not going to happen. We need a new structure, a new kind of engine. You can't build a gasoline internal combustion engine and solve it by putting scrubbers on your exhaust. Yeah, it can help. It can help. But that cannot be the long-term steady state solution. That's what I'm saying. Okay. But I think we're of a like mind that there's a problem here. But when you say, oh, the solution looks simple, then no, you're simplifying it too much. All right. And anyway, thank you as well for the response. And I do apologize for the emotionalism. But you just went into this thing that I had to go back and forth with John Paul, and he's still not going to get. You know, he's going to have this very liberal worry while he adopts all. Look, if you adopt the cognitive framework of conservative language, you will help conservatism. If you adopt the cognitive language of status quo liberalism, that's just like, well, let's fuck over the poor, but, you know, give them handouts too to make it better, then you are going to perpetuate that system. That's not a good system. It's not natural enough. It's not organic enough for me. It's not the way. I have no faith in it to create the commons that we need to have. We need something more direct. You know, something more shared and direct. All right. So we need to adjust our taxes more than how we collect them. We need to adjust how we distribute and spend them. Maybe we could agree on that, but I guess we don't agree on whether or not that's a sufficient solution. Cheers.